We will be starting in a minute. I just need to post links on places because... Right. Hey, Firehawk. Well, we've got some viewers. I'll start because I don't want to be too late today. So, hi guys! Today we are doing... Today Helen did not correct. Helen did not type in the thing that it is. Also, I should like... Yeah, okay. Right. Sorry, I thought I'd be all prepared and I'd have the name down there in the bottom, and then I forgot to type it in. So today we are doing Alvin Reynolds for Grant, who I believe is someone who saw this stream being advertised on one of the Facebook groups that I'm part of. So thank you very much for sending me something in. This description is a bit bare bones, so I apologise in advance if I get things wrong. But yeah, But yeah. I haven't got my right brush on and I'm drawing on the background. I am a genius. I thought this was going weird. Good start, Helen. Good start. Want my calligraphy brushes, thank you. Because I prefer to draw with those. This is the first one I've done for someone who I don't actually know as well, so I've no idea how I'm going to get this picture to them once it's done, but hey ho. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm just a little tired. I think the weather today has given me a headache, which is kind of to be expected, but hey ho. Arms outstretched in celebration. Does he basically want me to praise the sun? Shall I just draw him praising the sun? Because the praise the sun pose is like... Yeah? The praise the sun pose is kind of like that, right? So, if I remember, I have never actually played Dark Souls because I am not good at the video games. So, I am not good at the video games, and everything I saw about it, like, seemed to make it clear to me that it was not a game that was for people who are not good at the video games. So, I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that it's good, and I don't doubt that it is good, but I don't find the idea of smacking my head against a game-shaped brick wall fun. So... drawing up-tilted chins is always really difficult for me. Because it's like that, and the chin would actually probably be more like that, correct? This probably belongs on the red layer. I also have a feeling that this guy is not supposed to be wearing very much because he specifically says that he's covered in tattoos. So... my mind immediately assumes, ah, you wish me to show you how good I am at drawing topless men. Ugh. Shoulder-length brown hair, blue eyes, scar through left eyebrow, muscular, loads of geeky tats. Can PMU reference if needed. Okay, so for anyone who's planning on dropping me a suggestion in the forms, and just so you know, we have a handy bot that can just send me the thing now. Or not, because my phone automatically put a space in there. God damn it, phone. Send it as a command, please. There we go. If you are going to send me a character suggestion, which please do, please bear in mind, I honestly do not look a lot at the responses that I've gotten until I'm actually, like, I don't look at them until, like, maybe 10 minutes before the stream, just so I can quickly, like, get any references that you've given me up. So if you're gonna give me references then and there. Or if you're obviously planning on watching the streams and you think that you'll know when it's yours, then, you know, tell me in the chat, as some people have done previously. This is not, like, ragging on Grant, by the way. This is just, like, I've clearly not made it clear enough that this is what you need to do. Because if I looked at everything that I got when I got it, then I would start designing it in my head, and it's just not fair to... It's just easier if I keep it to what I'm actually working on. Speaking of what I'm working on, though, I'll give you all guys a prior warning as well, that if you want to get your characters in, you should get them in. Because I'm going to be taking a quick break from drawing other people's characters from drawing this series in October. And instead we're going to be doing an Inktober draw-along for the entirety of October. If I've done my maths right, I have 31 prompts, and I have 5 Wednesdays, so I'm going to be trying to do 6 or 7 prompts a stream, and I figured out how to get my webcam to record me drawing on my little desk down here. So, what? Oh, okay. But yeah, I will be doing that, and I would love it if any of you are planning on doing Inktober. If you want to like either draw along with me, or I'll obviously be drawing ahead somewhat. Or in some cases I'll be drawing ahead. So like maybe get some ideas for street, get some ideas for your own. I really enjoy the Inktober challenge. I think it's a great challenge to get involved in. It's just a great way to encourage those good artist habits, which is how I see it. I don't see it as like me trying to do good work necessarily. I just see it as me trying to like make sure that I'm regularly drawing and not just drawing digitally, which obviously this stream is, but that's partly because it's easier for me to stream digital work. How do chests with no boob? How do muscular men work? Can you tell that I am one of the biggest lesbs to ever lesb? I am really not sure with what I'm doing when it comes to male bodies. I've been fortunate in that, like, everyone who I've pulled so far, and to be honest, when I've glanced through it, most of the requests I've had have been for either women or for female characters. So, have been for either female characters or, like, non-binary, sort of, like, feminine characters even, because I think a couple of them might have been non-binary even. But, yeah, so it means that... This is what I mean when I'm like, I'm glad that you guys, because someone like apologized for sending me a character that was a weird race the other day, and I was like, no, it's fine, I want to improve, but equally, like, my comfort zone is women. How do... You know, I was hoping I could do this one without refs because it was a fairly easy pose, but I might need to actually look at refs at what a man's chest looks like. Because, okay, so it's kind of like a that. More like, What are you doing, Photoshop? Don't do that. I'm having that whole thing where, like, I know in theory how muscles go. I've seen the man without his skin on, I know how that go. But, I don't know that many muscular people in my life, like, in real life, so... And I've not done many studies of them before. It's clearly something I need to work on. Ah, it goes more sort of, like, upper arm. And this is sort of like a... Oh, lordy. This is gonna be... Ugh. Yeah, and I don't know what he means by geeky tats. That's... Do you know what? He's gonna be wearing trousers and boots, because I'm just gonna leave the shirt off. So, tell you what. Give me suggestions in the chat while I'm doing the rest of this, what the geeky tats should be for when I actually do them. Has my internet gone? Is that why I've just left it into the chat room on my phone? How long did you say your hair was, mate? Shoulder length. What does guy shoulder length hair look like? It's probably not side part, is it? We're going more for the Mercer look, right? I love how, like, with, like, the tiefling and the lizard lady and that, I was like, yeah, no, bring it. But, like, the second someone was like, draw me a manly man, I was like, oh, no. How do I do it? Yeah, Tetris Box, Triforces, D20s, those are all good. I might need to double check with a D20, but give me a second, I'm going to turn the light on. It's getting darker and darker these days. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. School of Magic symbols, Biohazard symbols, yeah? I should be making a note of these. What are the School of Magic symbols? I guess I can Google them. I know that they have symbols, but I just... I'm a bad D&D player who doesn't know these things. Also, this guy hasn't, like, specified if he's a class or race or if he wears anything. I mean, I'm not sure if this guy's just, like, sent me a description of himself to some degree. Which, you know, not what I had in mind for this, but that's fine. There are more spells than goddamn fireball. Are we all just going to devolve into quoting from Crap Guide to D&D now? Which, yes, is, like, the best guide to D&D, I will admit. But certainly my monk build has taken his advice to heart. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, no, quote away, I stand corrected. True, Burning Hands is, sometimes you just don't have the spell slots for Fireball, you know? And that's what Burning Hands is for, I think, if I remember the spell slots for those correctly. Which, never assume that I have. Sorry, I literally have up pictures of muscular men in the other tab because I... How to draw. It's been way too long since I did any kind of, like, proper life drawing. I really should sign up to do some courses again. Yeah, but you're Wizards of Divination wizard, man. You're not evoking that much. You know what? Screw it. Let's be lazy. Let's draw half of the guy and then copy him across. It's the 3D modeler way. Ah, Nightbot, you've gone on your automatic timer. Thank you very muchly. Yeah, because I keep forgetting to actually put that link in during the actual streams, you know, when you guys might actually remember it. I got the lovely Roll Runner to add a little bit of code to the bot so that it will automatically post the links to the stream in the chat every so often. I might need to go back on the various Facebook pages that I shared the link to the stream on and just check if any of them had a grant. Because I feel kind of bad because I don't know who Grant is. Don't know who this is for. Right, now let's be cheaty. Oh. There we go. Right. Yes, please. Alright, how awful does that look? I've drawn worse. Right. Merge those layers together. Yeah. I know that the mirror tool is kind of lazy, but I mean, it also works. And for a pose like this, you know, I'm trying to defend myself, and there really isn't a defense. I'm just being lazy. Ah, jeez. I have one of those moments where I'm looking at this muscular guy and I'm just being like, how does your neck function? Everyone knows you need to have nipples. How do yeah, exactly. How do necks function? Oh, flip, no. I don't want to scroll down. I wanted to look at what I was looking at, please. Thank you. Oh, God. I hate looking at it. Muscular bodies look like I think it's because a lot of what I'm looking at is sort of like bodybuilder style muscles, and like so many of it just looks freaky. Like, I don't want to body shame if, like, you know, if you've put a lot of effort into being muscular and whatnot, you know, good on you. I wish I had your dedication, because I am... Lord knows I am not fit. But... I am not and have never been someone who will find it attractive, and I just... But as we have previously stated on this stream, I am the biggest lesbian to ever lesb. So... I may be femme, but I'm still lesb. Or I don't know. There are femmes than me. I don't wear makeup that much, but... That's not the right crotch for a dude, is it? That's a lady crotch. I need to draw a crotch that looks like it contains something. Oh no. It'll do. Tell me, Google, how do abs? That's someone's back. That's not an ab. So needs more. I know. Tell you what, I will give him a monster dong later. Let's give him some abs for now. Ah, wonderful. We're gonna get a little bit ASMR, maybe. I don't know if you can hear the rain on the window next to me. Why are we making Molly-Mort references? Ah, okay. Oh, right, yeah, because penis. Duh. Oh, yeah, links are banned. Sorry, guys. Please don't get yourself banned, Firehawk. I'm sure that you're not posting malicious links, like I know you're not the sort to, but it's something that we're just having to do because, you know, some people are not nice. Well, that doesn't look too bad. Alright, alright, alright. How do I draw? It's like that, right? Yeah, links are banned, Firehawk, so I think you might have got temporarily kicked as a warning. I'm sorry. If you've got the bot up to have some admin privileges to block people that are spamming, the bot might have been able to block. Or, like, temporarily take away chat privileges. This is a very modern looking dude, isn't it? Oh well. Right, time to draw tats, but I'm going to put them on a new layer because they might need some walking. Right, so what were our suggestions? It was linked to a pack of... okay. So we're doing a Triforce symbol. That might be easier to do with a shape tool, actually. Custom shape. Nice triangle. There you are. Oh, hang on. That's solid triangle. Do we have triangle outline? There it is. Oh, is it just that thick? Is that just how thick it is? That's annoying. I'm gonna leave the bot stuff to you, Roll Runner, because if it's not already, like, obvious from my streams, I know vaguely how to Photoshop, and that is about it. What are the other options? Oh yeah, I was gonna look up School of Magic symbols, wasn't I? School of Magic symbols. Oh, those are complicated. Okay. Why do these all look like something out of, This looks like something out of Fullmetal Alchemist. I don't think these are right. I think D&D has its own stuff, doesn't it? Doesn't D&D Beyond have its own symbols for each one? Am I going mad? Let me just open up D&D Beyond. No, I wanna... It's really hard to use the internet with my stylus. Oh, the shortcut to get the points line to connect like that. If you just hold down shift when you're using the brush tool, if you hold down shift, it either automatically does you a straight line, or if you do it between 2 points, it'll automatically connect them. So if you find the line tool annoying, like I do, it's right, there's me symbols. Hang on. Let's put them down one arm. That seems like a thing. They look very sleevey. Yeah, if anyone has, like, Photoshop questions, I've been using this software for many a moon, so I don't know everything that you can do, but I know most things. Well, not most things, but I know more than your average bear. Is that how that gun goes? That's really small. I bet it's going to pixelate if I try and... Oh. Give me a better idea of what it looks like. Oh, okay, it's just a wiggly line that's not actually joined to the... Oh, no. Exactly, many a missed moon. I may have spaced this out badly. Oh well, I'll draw them. And then I can redraw if necessary. And then I can resize it if necessary. What is that? Okay. I don't even... Which school is that? Enchantment... Oh, of course Enchantment's the whittle bitch. Right. Just like that? No, it's not like that. It's like... Oh. Vocation is just a spiky target. Thank you, Nightbot. I swear half of these are just, the zodiac symbols, aren't they? I recognise some of these. I used to be, like, super into zodiac when I was little. What were the other suggestions for things to put on there? School of Magic symbols, biohazard symbol. I don't quite know how biohazard symbol is geeky, but I guess it kind of is, because Fallout, so... Give me more geeky things to draw, guys. I might just start drawing a, I have added custom commands. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nightbot. What else is your typical geeky thing? Should I put, like, something Star Wars-y on here? Like the Rebel symbol or the First Order symbol or something? Dude, the colouring for this is going to be fun. Something in Latin. I guess. What's that thing that they say on Game of Thrones? Theranomogulus? Vala Morgulis. Okie dokie. I actually did do calligraphy for a little while, would you believe? But it's really hard to do it on a on one of these again. No, like, the guy is gonna, like, see this later and then be like, oh, you put in something that I really don't like. Because nearly everyone who describes themselves as a geek still has that one geeky thing that they don't really care for. Like, I actually don't care too much for a lot of things. I don't care too much for Pokemon. I don't care for wrestling. And yet I know people that would describe those as geeky. Oh, that is slant. Maybe I'd be better off just typing that. Probably would be, wouldn't I? Oh my word, I am dumb. Plus I'm doing this all on the wrong freaking layer. I was deliberately doing the tattoos on a different layer, wasn't I? Hang on, let me do this so I remember. Okay, the last thing I was doing was the last thing I used the Photoshop text tool for was when I was making Dragons and Darlings' logo, which I made it, and you should check Dragons and Darlings out on Etsy because she's lovely and the stuff that she makes is lovely. But yeah, she wanted a, and I quote, cutesy font, so... What is the font from Game of Thrones? I maybe don't have it. There we go. Right. Geeky things, geeky things, geeky things. This is basically going to turn into what logos can I horribly misdraw. How the fuck does the Overwatch logo go? It's something like that, isn't it? Hang on, I'm going to look it up. It's like a circle with a triangle in the middle, right? Okay, no, it's... I was close. Assassin's Creed's another one, isn't it? I'm just sort of like... Gaming logos tend to make good tattoos, so... Angels on your right shoulder. Like I say, I'm still taking suggestions from the chat as for more geeky tats. By the by, I'm just sort of like drawing what comes to mind. But we'll gladly take more suggestions because my particular flavour of geek is a bit limited. I don't even know if these are recognisable as what they're supposed to be. Maybe I should just Google geeky tats and see what comes up. Yeah, sure. Let's do the obvious. And another little geeky game reference. I know that's the obvious physics formula, I do know others, but that's the one I feel most people get access to. Who is pinging me? Shush, Facebook. Wow, rude. I mean, some stuff like the stuff out of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood would make a good tattoo, but I don't want to draw that, because I'm lazy. Yeah, sure, let's turn this guy into a maths textbook. I say and immediately write this wrong. I did do physics at A-level, but I got a D, so I clearly it was not for me. Why don't I try getting some Marvel up in here? I might do... Isn't there a lot of the Marvel symbols? So you have like... Wow, that is a failure of a star. Like that. And the Iron Man symbol is just his helmet. I feel I should be slightly worried about the fact that I don't need to look up references for this at all. I know those were the original OG guys' symbols, because we've got Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk. Hulk's is a bit wonky. Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye. Do some of the others have... War Machine definitely doesn't. Does Vision? Or shall I just be awful and start drawing in Justice League stuff? Yeah, go for it. Let's draw Justice League stuff in. Why not? If I planned this out better, I might have put the Justice League stuff on the other arm, actually. Oh well. Did anyone here actually watch the Justice League movie? I didn't, because I heard it was crap. But I am kind of curious, so I might watch it out of morbid curiosity. No, I haven't actually. I do have the map from The Hobbit on the back, on the wall over there. So it's like that. Is Wonder Woman just a big W? I feel like it is, right? I'm running out of arm here. There we go. Right. I pulled the door to so I can look at it, please. Thank you. At a convention that I was at a while back, they had a guy that was selling reproduction geeky maps, and so he had a load of he had the one from the inside book cover of The Hobbit, and he had a map of Emistris from Fullmetal Alchemist. So I bought them both, and they have been on my wall ever since. I don't actually remember what this part translates out to. Oh well. It's probably not that bad, it's on the map, right? I remember when I was a kid, we did this whole little... Because of where I live, like, Viking history is very big here. So we did this whole, like, writing your names in runes nonsense. So I used to be able to do that, even though my name is not Viking in the slightest and probably doesn't translate out correctly, but hey ho. My name definitely writes in Greek. Yeah. To be fair, Angarox, you know from the discussion we had during last night's D&D that I have opinions on The Hobbit, and particularly the Hobbit movie, so... So I'm gonna go a really deep cut with more of this stuff, and we'll see if anyone actually recognizes what I'm writing. And it's drawn awfully. I just remembered that that isn't the guy's name. There's one person I know would recognise this, but I know also that she's without internet right now, so cannot possibly be watching. I'm slightly concerned about how much of this alphabet I still remember how to write. Ah well. Right, how do D&D dice go? That's about right, right? And it goes like... We have spare space. We have spare space, and I have like... Okay, do you know what? I'm going to get into colouring, and if any of y'all have more suggestions, throw them in, and I will pause and draw them. Where are my palettes? How did you describe yourself, matey boy? Blue eyes, scar through left eyebrow. Oh, okay. Let's make you slightly darker than the average bear. For reasons if I feel like it. Actually, I wonder, have I done a good enough job that I can... Let's see. Ooh, I might have. I mean, to be fair, in terms of my geeky upbringing, it was reasonably geek, but, like, much more on the fantasy than the sci-fi end of things, I think. Just because of what my parents are into. Like, my mum's very into her fantasy. So, consequently, I've known about The Hobbit for, like, forever, because my mum read it to me when I was little. But no one in my family is particularly into sci-fi, so I didn't really get into or read much of that, and I definitely didn't get into, like, comics until I was old enough to be sort of, like, making my own decisions as far as what I was viewing, for good or ill. Modify, expand. That was expanded by too much. Modify, expand, 3. There we go. Right. Which brown? Between this and this. I'll go with this. I feel like you'll have seen me do hair a lot by now, so you kind of know what my method is for this. So, what have you all been watching recently? I recently actually watched the Steven Universe movie, because, I'm a big fan of that show. Hot damn, that was a movie. I keep meaning to check Westworld out, because I like robots and all that. So it seems like something that I'd enjoy. And I actually have Amazon Prime now, so I really don't have an excuse. Yeah, I'll have to check it out, because I remember when it first came out, like, a load of people that I watched on, like, YouTube and that were recommending it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I should watch that, and then I never did. My sensibilities end up running a lot towards sort of animation and that, so... Like, I think I was saying to you either last week or the week before, Daft Galley, that I've been catching up on the new series of She-Ra, which is also really good, and I would highly recommend it to people. If you like your lesbians' disasters, then it is absolutely the perfect show. And I will cosplay from it eventually. I mean, to be fair, I think what I've seen of, like, the animated stuff that's been being brought out on things like Netflix and whatnot, I've really enjoyed all that I've seen. I really enjoyed the new Castlevania. I really enjoyed Dragon Prince. I haven't seen Voltron. I kind of heard, or rather, I did like sort of lose interest. I watched like the first couple of episodes and was just like, this does not seem to be for me. And then I heard from other people who'd stuck it out what a trash fire that ended up being, and did not regret my decision. Again, thank you for the promo and the reminder. Nightbot, if any of y'all want to get your own characters drawn, please follow the link that has been posted in the chat. You have until October, and then I'm taking a break. I will probably be coming back to doing more character requests after the end of October, but I'm not making any promises. But yeah, I'm taking a bit of a break from doing character requests in October to do Inktober instead. But after that, I'll be back on the back on drawing your requests, back on that train. So make sure you have your requests all lined up for then. I am genuinely hoping, though, that people will enjoy... I mean, I'm obviously hoping that people will enjoy the Inktober streams, but I'm also hoping that it'll, like, maybe, like, encourage people to give Inktober a go themselves. Because, like I say, it is a really fun little challenge to do. And unlike some of the art challenges, the barrier for entry is super low. You just literally need pen and paper. And, like, obviously there are some people that do it who are, like, super talented and have had loads and loads of practice, especially with inks, and get some absolutely gorgeous pictures out. But I think that's still not necessarily, like... I think if you're like, oh, I don't want to join in because other people who are joining in are better than me, I think that's a negative attitude to take. I think it's more just a case of, like, seeing how you yourself can improve year on year. And also, like, just drawing's fun, man. I would not be doing this if I did not find drawing fun. Just basically fun on some level. Like, don't get me wrong, I love y'all, but if I didn't already enjoy drawing, I wouldn't draw for you. You know, doing stuff that I don't enjoy for other people is something that I do at work, not at play. Oh, I didn't know Nightbot can high-five you. That's cool. Everyone high-five our hard-working bot. Don't leave to jump hanging, Nightbot. No. Is it cause you're a mod, Tom? I don't know. You look like you typed it right to me. I don't know. But it's good to know that it's not just me that's saying that, because sometimes my chat sticks. I think it might be partly a function of, like, obviously there's a bit of a delay, right, with what I say, and then you hearing it, and then I have to wait for you to type. So... Plus just my brain goes a mile a minute, so I tend to sort of, like, read something, gone off on a tangent, gone on a 60 million tangents, then I look down and people are going back and making comments on the first point, and it's like, ah, yes, back to where I was. Well, that's not bad for a first pass. Right, let's give y'all a little more definition. That is the wrong settings. There we go. Can I state, by the way, how grateful I am to y'all that no one has called me out yet on using the burn tool rather than properly checking and mixing my own shaders. Might erase some of the black lines that I have going for this and just let the shading speak for itself. This is coming out looking too white for me. That also doesn't look right though. Maybe I'm better off using the brush for my highlights for this bit. Ooh, that's not good. I'm getting the random twitches in my legs. I think it's partly though I've been put on some new medication and I've been getting side effects from it, which is probably why I'm dead tired, to be honest. And part of that has been that I've been getting the random leg twitches and the random teeth chattering. So that's been fun. But hopefully I shouldn't have to be on it for long. Either that or my body will just get used to it. See, I do like the mixer brush tool, but it does have the annoying side effect of you spend ages like getting a really good, like what you think is really good deep shade going, and then you run it over the mixer brush and it just disappears. Working with the mixer brush is very much a case of doing layer and layer and layer and layer, and having to shade a lot darker than you think is correct. And also I'm not good at fully blending things out. I get impatient. Sorry, hand cramp. This is why you shouldn't be me, and you should always warm up a little before you do really long, intensive drawing sessions, but hey ho. Normally I do a little, like, warm up before I start streaming, but I was in a rush today, so I didn't do it. Oh, night, Daft Galley. Sorry. Again. I'm spending too much time shading this guy and I'm not spending enough time actually paying attention to what's happening in the chat. I do want to pay attention to all your lovely people who are so nice to watch me have useless lesbian moments about how to draw men and how to draw package. Are you guys enjoying this, like, close-up of me shading abs, by the way? I don't know. I know a lot of people just, like, leave the stream on in another window and then, like, just listen to my playlist instead. I'm meaning to add more stuff to this playlist because we keep repeating around the same tunes. I need to have another dig through the royalty-free options again, because I think he's done some more stuff since I put this playlist together, and some of it might be suitable. I know a couple more artists that are fine with you using their music for stream as long as it's not monetized, and currently we're not monetized, so I might be aight. But I mean, if you guys want to subscribe to the channel, follow the channel either anyway. We're currently adding adding another show to the mix. We're adding a gaming slot on Mondays. Currently it's been Kerbal Space Program with Ben, which has been a lot of fun. I did not actually catch the last one, so I do not know whether they made it to the moon or not. I know that was the aim. Oh, sorry, the mun. Which is why, for a hot second, by the way, this stream says that it's the mun or bust stream, because that was the stream that was streaming before me. But yeah, I don't think it's always going to be Kerbal Space Program. I think it's just the idea that anyone that will stream things. I think there's also a possibility of us hosting some people who are streaming World of Warcraft streams, since the classic World of Warcraft has come out recently. I know a lot of people are making their way through it again, reminding themselves of the good and the bad points of WoW Classic. I never played WoW, so I cannot possibly comment. I was a RuneScape kid. I think I still have. I got back into RuneScape Mobile very briefly, and then sort of haven't touched it in a few weeks. Don't get me wrong, RuneScape is fun. I just it's finding the time for it, you know? And just powering through those first few levels when you don't have the ability to do much yet. I mean, I guess that is a thing that could be streamed, isn't it, RuneScape, but that would have to be someone other than me, because I expect you to want to see someone streaming who was competent. I have considered the idea of streaming myself gaming on another night, maybe. Probably wouldn't be a regular thing, but maybe if we had another gaming slot that wasn't Mondays, because I can't do Mondays. But I would warn in advance if anyone wanted to tune in to watch me that I am awful at the video games. I'm currently working my way through Prince of Persia, which is very forgiving, because it has the whole time rewind mechanics and so on and such forth. So if I screw up, it can be undone. Although I'm actually playing the reboot, not the not Sands of Time. So the time reversing thing isn't quite so much of a game mechanic in this one. It's something that your companion can do, but you can't, so she only tends to do it when I actually kill myself. She won't do it just because I didn't do a jump precisely correctly. How's that looking to people? As my internet kicks people again, that is entirely possible. Nope, my phone is just showing me the wrong stats. That's fine. My phone was saying I only have one viewer, and I was like, oh no, that's probably me. Uh-oh. What have I done to drive you all away? I should probably get on with adding those tats back soon. Because I'm gonna run out of time. Although we're relatively ahead of ourselves because this guy doesn't have much in the way of like fancy flowing things for me to calculate or anything. I still feel like we could have some more geeky tats. But, right. Which way up do the colours on a Pokeball go? Red on top, white underneath. Okay. No, I think it looks better black. Yeah, I guess unless people have more ideas for tattoos, I'll call that done. There's probably not quite so many tattoos as the guy I'd like, but I'm honestly drawing a blank. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching my stream. I hope you all had a nice time. Don't forget, if you want to enter your own character in, follow the link in the chat. In the chat, even. Please follow us on Facebook and... not Facebook, what am I on? Thank you, Firehawk. That was what I was looking for. Yes. Please follow us on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. We have the Find Familiar Charge Dog Stream of Moon. We have Orbital Physics in Kerbal Space Program with Wax Lucretius. We have me every Wednesday doing draws. And there are plans to host more people, more content soon. So please give us a follow. We're really close to hitting our target for the amount of followers that we've got. So please spread the word about this stream if you enjoy it. If you know anyone who you think would enjoy our streams, let them know. Share us on all of your social medias. And I will see you this time next week for another DoodleMoon stream.